You know, it's so funny that you say that because I tell people all the time they need to get out the house, right? And I think it's difficult for people that's in this social media era to not be totally immersed in it to
Mm.
where they don't have the balance from it. I look at it as a tool. And if, you out here, which, you travel a lot, I travel a lot, you'll start to be influenced by the different things that happen. So for
Yes,
example,
facts.
um, even if when it comes to communication, right?
Hmm.
More people would rather shoot a DM to a woman than to actually approach one, right?
Yeah.
It's very difficult for them. But, actually going up and communicating with people in general is also it's an art, right? It's something to be mastered. It's something to communicate. I was listening to you, and I try to do a limited amount of research just to observe and
Mm.
learn as much as I can. But I was listening to you, and you had me questioning the colors that I have inside of this studio because you were saying that colors, and you was breaking it down, the blues,
Yeah,
and
color therapy.
yeah. Tell me about color therapy a
So
little bit.
color therapy is if you look at the world and basically the construct or the fundamental building blocks to reality is made of vibrations.
Okay.
And then through that vibration, you get frequencies. And through these frequencies, you get what you would call the light code spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
And, different humans and different species or mankind or kinds of mans and other species like the primate kingdom and the animal kingdom, they have a certain spectrum that they can see. So we see the colors of the rainbow. The only reason why we're seeing these colors as visible as they is by the vibrations that go through something called melanopsin inside of our retinas. It's all by way of melanin. So whenever you see a color, you're not really seeing a color. You are interpreting a code through vibrational frequencies. So each vibration have a different frequency, and because the frequency is different, it bends and fold light in a different way, which will make your brain perceive that as a color. But all your brain is decoding information, and this different information will perceive as a different color as you look at it or as your brain decode it. So when you get into colors, colors come with its own signature or its own blueprint that's in something you would call a biofield. And all the biofield is, it's like this big mass ocean of unlimited information. Like how you able to be a successful man, how successful you is. You was able to tap into your biofield and match that frequency. Because in every different reality, in one reality you're a poor man. In one reality you rich, in one reality you healthy, in one reality you sick. But you got to choose which one you want, and then you match that frequency. And when you match that frequency, that's how you draw in this reality.
Does
So
the
we
other realities disappear? Because a lot of we don't know
no,
what we
they're
don't
they're
know, though,
still
right?
they're still going on. No, we know they have things called quantum computers right now that can actually go into these different realities. They have something called the Hydro Collider right now in other countries where they're speeding up particles and smashing them into each other at the speed of light
Yeah,
and at the speed of sound.
I think it's called a
Open
particle
Yeah,
accelerator
the
or something like
particle
that.
accelerator,
Yeah.
opening up different dimensions of densities. So these things most definitely exist, and you can prove this. There is a scientific article going out right now that's actually by DARPA and by the FBI called the Gateway Experiencing, showing you how you can hemisync your hippocampus in certain different parts of your brain to bring you in certain different frequencies and states of consciousness where you can see other entities and draw in information and unlock your DNA. So these things sound taboo because the culture.
Yeah.
You see that? But if we start studying real culture and going back deep into our ancestors and the things that they was dealing with, we will see that these things are real. So now if you see the new technology, now if you see what people are talking about, they are proving that spirituality through the science.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So these things are real. So back to the colors. Everything is a vibrational frequency or a signature. Right. So when you see a certain color, it's an automatic vibration, and you are a vibrational living being. That's why you're an instrument. I was just talking about this in my lecture yesterday. That's why you have organs. Well, an organ is at the church. You play an organ.
Yeah.
That's why you have ear drums. Do 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 do. You beat on a drum. That's why you have a cerebellum. Bells go ding. So you have all these different musical instruments that's inside of you that we call eternal, not internal, but eternal organs. You will have to be fine tuned. Well, if color is a frequency, you can use that frequency to either fine tune your eternal organs or what they call internal organs, or you can disrupt the actual internal frequency that's within you, and it can bring you out of balance, harmonial balance with yourself. So for instance, The color red. The color red represents the sacral and the root chakra.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I was talking about, if you see people on Valentine's Day, usually your woman is in red lingerie.
Mm-hmm.
The man usually bring her a red box of chocolates,
Mm-hmm.
and then you start seeing what red does. Red is made to bring on your sexual chemistry. And these are scientific studies done where you see red, and certain types of dopamine will be released, cortisol will be released in the blood, oxytocin, which is the love binding chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see red naturally, especially red on somebody that you like, it automatically entices you and it gets you horny from that frequency.
Yeah.
Same thing as blue. Blue calms you down. That's the reason why, if you look at any type of infomercials, when they want to sell you a vacational ticket,
Yeah.
on vacation in Miami right now, just built a big beautiful hotel, come on the beach, what they show you, the blue skies in the
Yep, the
background.
sand.
Yeah, they make sure it ain't no clouds in the sky. So that blue will calm you down. You stressed out because you running and working a 9 to 5, the kids getting on your damn nerves. They show you that blue, first thing you do is get on your phone and you book the ticket, because you're searching for the relaxation. What gave you that relaxation feeling though? That frequency that came from the color blue. Same thing with when you look at yellow. Yellow is your intellectual color. So if you look at yellow, notice yellow school bus. Notice when you need to remember something or you need to gain some type of intellect, what you do, you highlight your letters with a yellow highlighter. So yellow actually represents the intelligent side, and it represents memory or comprehension. You see that? Then you start getting into things like indigo blue, purple. Purple is significant for royalty. Note, and these are studies where people feel more royal. They feel like they belong to humanity. They feel like they are liberators when they wearing purple. And then you start studying ancient Africa and the indigenous people of America, the chiefs and the kings and queens. What did they wear when they was in office? They wore purple robes with pearls and gold. So we can't sit here and act like that color doesn't have a psychological effect on the mind and the chemistry of the physiology of the body, because in fact it does. If so, we wouldn't have favorite colors. Why do you have a favorite color? Because it makes you feel good when it's on you. It makes you feel like you look good when it's on you. It ain't about what the other person think would look good on you. That's your favorite color because you resonate with that frequency. So it's not the color you resonating with, it's the frequency that you resonating with. Your brain is just decoding it as a color. So color therapy is super real. If y'all have y'all ever heard of MK Ultra?
No. What?
So MK Ultra, this was created by Henry Kissinger and a lot of people. It actually started in.
I read Henry Kissinger's. It's a real thick book. It was called. I got it in there. It's called Diplomacy.
Yeah, man, that's a wicked book.
I've read.
That's a wicked book. That's a wicked man for real. But
Is
if you,
he?
man,
you know who suggested that I read that book?
Who?
A manager when I was going up in corporate America, and I was having trouble because I had, I read a lot, right? I've read every kind of finance book that you can think of. I've read all kind of books on communication, everything, right? That's what I do. I don't really watch TV. I only really study, right? And so it was a manager.
You sound like you a lot like me, brother.
Yeah, it was a manager, and I was on my way up in corporate America, and he wanted me to understand people a little bit more and to be a little bit more strategic, as far as how it is that I determine who was an enemy, who wasn't, all of this other type of stuff. And he had me read Diplomacy, by Henry Kissinger. Man, that book is like this thick.
I got it.
Yeah, I got it in there.
He got another one called the Henry Kissinger Papers, man.
I haven't.
He's speaking on eugenics, man, and just how he feel like the world is too overpopulated, and they got this plan to depopulate the world through these. And man, it's some deep stuff in that book, man.